Eve tastes the food, the God realized it, because the God say, okay, when you ate the food, you will be considered arrogance. You will be considered crossing a boundary limit which was set by the God Almighty. God never said you will be die, while in the Bible it said die. In the Bible here, when Eve eat the food of that prohibited tree and deceived by the serpent, while in the Quran there is no mentioning, while in the some narration it said, okay, the Iblis go inside of the Eden, the Garden of Eden, by serpent, by snake go inside. While there's no such reality and some evidence is not, very strong. But in the Quran, what is it is quoting like, okay, the Eve, she ate the food, and then the Adam, they also ate the food of that's the tree from where the God said, you must not eat the food of this tree. When they ate it, so then the Bible says, okay, when they ate and they realized God is coming, like He is walking. While here, the concept of a Muslim, he say, God is not a similitude of anything. So if He is walking, like in some nations, He coming on the first heaven, listening to His salvation, who is asking His forgiveness, He say, I forgive you. In some, the sacred nights and in some blissful nights. Okay. But no one realized how He come down and how He go up. But they say, oh, they realize that God is walking in the cool day. So they hid themselves in the trees. Then the God asked, Adam, where you are? He said, God, I realize I am naked. So that's why I hid myself. The God said, who told you are naked? So here they are quoting a story like the God know nothing about Adam while the God creating him, and he's living in the Garden of Eden, and when they ate the food, and then the God even don't know. They have ate the food from that tree from where I forbid them. And in Islam, our concept regarding God, He is knowing and He is all wise, knowing of everything, of every moment He keep recording and He keep watching. He's all human beings and all creation, not just a human being. That's why He no need to be asked, have you did this? But it is in His knowledge that He know we did this or we did not this. Okay, in the Quran say, when they ate it, the God say, you are now the Zalimin, you oppress on yourself. Gravely, I asked you, you must not eat from this tree. But when they ate, then the commandment of God come to them. I told you, you must not eat from this tree, but you have eaten. Then they were sent down on the earth. While here in the Bible, they hid themselves, then the God said, okay, who told you you are naked? And then, have you not eaten from that tree? I told you, you must not eat from that tree. Have you eaten from that tree? I say, oh. Then the God banished them from the Jannah, from the Garden of Eden. While in the Quran, when they ate or do it, God sent them down on the earth and say, I told you, if you eat this, you will be considered like you are disobeying a God, and it's a kind you oppress on yourself. And I told you before, the Iblis is to open your enemy, and then he will be deceive you to he will try to draw you from the Eden to the earth. And then God Almighty sent down Adam on the earth. When they both on the earth, so from there, the Adam he realized some sentences. And through by those sentences, the Adam asked repentance to the God. He turned to the God with a sorry, and he turned to the God with asking a tawbah. He turned to the God, so then the God Almighty forgive them. And that verse is also quoted in the Quran. Like رَبَّنَا ظَلَمْنَا أَنفُسَنَا وَإِن لَمْ تَغْفِرْ لَنَا وَتَرْحَمْنَا لَنَكُونَنَّ مِنَ الْخَاسِرِينَ. Oh our Lord, we transgress our limit, we oppress ourselves. وَإِن لَمْ تَغْفِرْ لَنَا, if you not go to forgive us, وَتَرْحَمْنَا, and not pardon upon us, وَإِن لَمْ تَغْفِرْ لَنَا وَتَرْحَمْنَا لَنَكُونَنَّ مِنَ الْخَاسِرِينَ, verily we will be the loser. So when they ask forgiveness to God Almighty, and He is the most merciful, He forgave Adam and Eve for his sin. While here, Iblis was not forgiven by God, while the Adam is given a forgiven. He forgive by God Almighty. So it's look like a fear, like one side, if one make mistake, so okay, for you, no forgiveness. If another side, he make mistake, so for you have a forgiveness. But if we realize, in the Quran also said, and in the Bible it's also quoted, when Iblis, he deceived Eve, he did not prostrate, and then in the Quran it is quoted, when he did not prostrate in front of, before the Adam, the God asked him, so he is making excuse why he did not prostrate. He said, I am better than he. I am better than Adam, because you created me from fire and created him from the dust, from the clay, from the earth. So I am better. Why I prostrate before Adam? So he is making one this excuse, like I am better. While the God asked him, when the God ordered, so there is no way and no room for his creation to say, oh, I am better, why I do this thing. The second thing, he asked, let's give me a time. And then the God said, okay, the respect is granted to you. Respect is granted to you. Then he said, because of the Adam, I was banished from the Garden of Eden. So then I will be deceive the offspring of the Adam and will be mislead them. Then the God say, قَالَ فَالْحَقُّ وَالْحَقُّ, that the God say, the truth is the truth, and I am saying the truth. Who will be follow your way, I will be fill them in the hellfire. I will send them all with you to the hellfire. Whosoever the offspring of the Adam is going to follow your footstep, I will put them in the hellfire. When Adam in the Quran, like he disobeyed the God order, or maybe easily he mistake what the God asked him to do, don't go close to this tree and don't eat the food of this tree. But he ate it when? Then after that, the Adam realized, okay, I disobeyed the God, so then I have to be returned to the God with a tawbah, asking forgiveness. Then the God forgave him. And then the God gave him a practical experience in the Garden of Eden. Like on the earth, the God said, okay, there will be the enmity between Iblis and between the offspring of the human being, between the offspring of the Adam. Okay, because they will be always the Iblis, and the representative of the Iblis, they will be trying to deceive the offspring of the Adam, to they don't reach to the garden, they don't reach to the heaven, they don't reach to the paradise. Okay, while against his temptation, the sons of the Adam and the offspring of the Adam, they will be trying to come prevail on the temptation of the shaitan, temptation of the Iblis, to let they reach to their final destination. Then, okay, you see, oh God, I will make them deceive, I will not let them to they reach to you again in the garden, while they will be go to the hellfire. Then the God said, okay, whosoever follow your way, and then the God said, إِلَّا عِبَادَكَ مِنْهُمُ الْمُخْلَصِينَ, except your those salvation who are following, who are actually really monotheism, and then who are following your way with the sincerity, who are trying to be practiced on the deen with the sincerity. Maybe I cannot deceive them, but the rest all I'll be trying to deceive them. Rest all I'll be trying to mislead them. Then, okay. Then Adam sent down on the earth. Adam and Eve, they start living on the earth. They start cultivating the lands, and then the system was started till to end. So these the both stories was quoted in the one in the Bible perspective, and the another is from the Quran perspective. Like okay, in the both, like as a story point of view, is both is similar, but there's some major point which is different than if we go to compare from Bible to the Quran. What was that? That in the Bible, it is like in the story, it is indicating like a God is like a human being, because the God say, okay, in the final state, when He created the all creations, and then He say, okay, I have to make one like my likeness. I have to create it one thing, and then when the God created him and breath in his nostril, breath of life, so he was a being of the living things. So he was the human being, and then the God creating him on his own, like his likeness. Okay, but in Quran say there is no similitude of the God. Then there, okay, like maybe in a major point which is different, In the Quran, the basic creed of the Muslims that we know that God is all-known, all-wise, everywhere. If anyone is doing anything, no need to be let God ask, have you did? No, in the knowledge of the God. Yeah, if we did wrong or if we do good. So that is in the knowledge of the God. While there, the God asked Adam, have you eat from that tree? From where I must ask you to not eat from that food, from that tree food. But they realize it. Then the latter stories also is equal. Like in the Bible it is said, okay, the Adam is created from the dust of the earth. The Quran also quoted same. Then there the Iblis did not prostrate in front of the Adam before Adam, while there the serpent also deceived, here the shaitan also deceived. So maybe these two things was merged in the some narration. The shaitan go to the paradise because of the serpents, while there they say the serpent deceived the Eve, while here in Islam say, oh, the Iblis he deceived. They put فَوَسْوَسَ shaitan. He put something in their hearts and in their mind. فَأَزَلَّهُمَ الشَّيْطَانِ. Then the shaitan, Iblis, make them today, they away. فَأَزَلَّهُمَ الشَّيْطَانِ. They slip them. Like what the God commanded them, they forget and they follow the way of Iblis, what he commanded, and then he was keep trying to put in things in their minds. Oh, to do this. Oh, you try it maybe. Why? Because you become immortal. You try it, maybe you become a malik, you become an angel, you become forever living. So for this designing, this all was same, and then the both are the Bible perspective and the Quranic perspective. The stories of Adam is the same. So here is a lesson for us that is an important one. When God commands us as being we are a human being, so we are a brother and sisters. Some of us maybe they are following Islam, some of us maybe they are following Christianity or other religion. Okay, what is their point of view? When we are being, if we go to the very early age, so we are the sons of the Adam. We are the sons of the Adam, offspring of the Adam. Okay, Adam was banished and out from the Garden of Eden or from paradise. So we are being created for a paradise. Then because of the temptation, he was down and practically he faced how the shaitan will be attempting. Okay, so we are giving these stories, we are keep reading or should have to be keep in our mind. Okay, we are being drowned from the paradise, that is our final destination, and we will be returned to that place. Okay, the Adam was down because he disobeyed the one order of the God. While we are being orders many things by God Almighty, if we are going to disobey, okay, what will be the final place? Okay, when Adam he mistake, so are the God go to please the Adam and forgive him? Yes, we found him. Yeah, the God forgive him, and then God forgive the Adam. While in the Bible there is a punishment for the man, punishment for the woman, and punishment for the serpent is quoted no have in the Quran. While the concept in Islam, like all human beings, when they get birth, so they become to this earth and this world as a sinless, and the burden of a one person will be not put upon the others. So that's why Islam give a clear, like we all are accountable, we all are the answerable in front of the God on the day of judgment, what we are doing. So here, okay, we should have to realize, okay, Adam was drowned. Adam was sent down on the earth from the paradise. That is our final destination. How we reach there? If we do mistake, so we should have to be not out with a proud or arrogance like a shaitan. Forever he's been in the crust of the God Almighty. While we should have to be returned with a tawbah, with a forgiveness, to ask God Almighty to forgive us for our sins or for our mistake, what we have make it. Then the second aspect of the today talk was the role of the human being on the earth. What is our role? Like we are being, the God say in the Quran, we are being duty, trustee, and generation of the God Almighty on the earth. What God will we go? And then in the Bible it is quoted, then the God created a human being to he rule our all creations of our all creations. He will be the ruler. He will be like, and then the same aspect in the Quran. وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسِ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. The God said, I have created a jinn and ins for my worship. Abd, the main slave. I have created him for my worship, and the all things in the service of the human being. Like I have created you all for one great thing. What is that? We should have to worship God. And then this whole things, whole world around us and the whole creations for the services providing to the human being. وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ. So similar things, okay, there in Bible, okay, to let's say rule our all things. Here God say, not the ruling word, but the God say, I have created you for my worship. Okay, how about this rest word? This is for your service, to let you benefit from this all things. And then the role of the human being on the earth, to he follow the way and the order given by God Almighty through by a messenger from different times, in a different ages and in a different places. So the role of a human being, to let he follow the order of the God Almighty on the earth, and to be return his final destination, which was the paradise, which was the Garden of Eden, from where he was banished and from where he was thrown out on the earth. So this was the today like a talk summary, like the both perspective of the Bible and the Quran. The both is quoting the story of the Adam with a similar way, except a few major main points, and then the role of Adam on the both places, because the why God creating a man, because giving him a high status and high ranks. And then among the human being, there are the ranks different, like messengers are on the up ranks, then earlier Muslims are maybe the up ranks, then okay, the God say, there is no hierarchy among you, but all of you in front of me are the equal, except those who are most fairing to me. So okay, if any one of us, okay, you have great knowledge, okay, he was from the childbirth, okay, by birth he was a Muslim, but still one new Muslim, maybe he can get a high ranks than a birth Muslims if he is not following a God order. While a new Muslim is converting Muslim, he is following a God order, God forgive him and then give him a high ranks among the Muslim societies. So this whole perspective just remind us, the story of Adam remind us to, okay, if we do mistake, so we should have to be turned to Allah with a forgiveness, to ask His forgiveness with a tawbah, to repentance toward God Almighty, to let Him forgive us and make us our final destination, that is to the paradise. You got it? Understand a little bit? Or make you confused more? Okay.
Finished? Okay, thank you very much. Brother Sadaq Khan. Now we have some time for question and answer.
Yeah,
You
this
can
is
ask
important.
question relating to this, and any other question you may have, that also you can ask. And we try to.
Adam alayhi salam was deceived by Shaitan in the way of a serpent or snake. It's told in Bible only. It's not in any of the Islamic books, either Quran or any.
In the Quran it is say Adam was deceived by Shaitan. In the Bible it is say Adam was, especially Eve was deceived by the serpent. The serpent talked to the Eve, and then the Eve ate the food and she gave to Adam. While in this some like narrations we say that some this riwayat come. In there they say the Shaitan go to the paradise because when he denied, he prostrated before Adam, so he was banished from the Garden of Eden. Then again he in the garden thrown by the serpent. So then he deceived.
Is it
So because of these two things, it's merged somewhere.
It is
some places.
somebody imported from that concept, but basically it is immaterial for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that whether Shaitan takes a human form or a serpent form so that he can make that. In any form, Allah subhanahu knows. Allah subhanahu wants to bar him from entering Shaitan. Allah subhanahu knows. He doesn't have to.
That's why in Islam, like, okay, Shaitan asks for respite for a time, and he's been granted, okay, but no Shaitan or his representative exists without the knowing of God. So if we go to finish them, so for in a moment when they will be not exist more, but they go in because this is the willing of God. That's why they go in. But what you ask in a Bible, quoting like this, the serpent deceived Eve. In a Quran, the Adam was deceived by Shaitan. فَأَزَلَّهُمَ الشَّيْطَانُ
There is
فَوَسْوَسَ لَهُمَ الشَّيْطَانُ.
no such serpent
But
or snake in the authentic.
In authentic way. How God give him the power, Shaitan, because there is a one hadith, in that hadith it is like shaitan have a power on the body of a human being, like he is moving, like same like the blood circle is going on. Similar words of the hadith. So like as the blood circles in the human body is moving on, so similar have a shaitan, he is like moving in the human bodies.
Also,
So this type of word, while it's needed details, so it's mean like shaitan was given our power. Shaitan has given our power. That's why the God given chance to go, because the Adam, this was the temporary trial test for the Adam. That's okay, because this was in the divine to he be come on the earth, and then he'll be the trial temptation for all offspring of the Adam by Shaitan, and then by Iblis, and then they'll be returned to the paradise. So mean Shaitan, how we read there? Maybe because Fawaswatalahu Shaitan, and then we read in the Surah An-Nas, min sharril waswasil khannas allazi yuwaswisu fi suduril nas min al-jinnati wan nas, from the jinn, from the ins. They are putting this waswasa, like things, okay, going to touch in our heart, and then we keep. Sometimes it's, yeah, and sometimes on the one things like even a human being given also the his will. This is our will to try to do good or try to do bad. This is our decision. We are not bound to must to do good. Like angels, they've been bounded all the time praising to God, because there were no other desires. While in our heart many desires are coming. So when we choose a good thing with our desires, we prevail a good on the bad thing. So that's why we're being rewarded up. Our status is going up than the angels. Why God make us His generation, not make angels, not make Iblis, not make jinn, not make other creations? Because He give us a will. So this is in our will to choose this way or this way. Because of this will, He give us a high rank. And now we are okay, because we are also in a bad will, so maybe shaitan come through by a bad will, and they put things, and then we being sometimes convinced, so then we try to do it.
also from the story we see that shaitan, when he defaulted or he was fallen, he asked for something, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala
Give him, yes.
And
So it's quoting in, if he asked for forgiveness, there may be God given.
would have given.
Yeah,
But
would
he
have
did
given.
not.
Yeah,
He
but
did not ask for
he
forgiveness.
did not ask. This is a very big lesson, especially for our Muslims, because being a human being, I can't say about myself I am sinless or I will remain sinless in my whole life. No, I can't say. Anytime, in any moment, from any person can anything happen. So all the time, okay, what the people will say, that is their thinking. What should have to be? I should have to be clear in my way toward my God. I should have to make it easy for me.
Especially for those who are newly coming to Islam, it is lesson for them that whatever I had done, Rabbana Zalamna,
Anfusana.
Anfusana.
And that is for the reward of their converting. There is also reward of their converting. Quoting in the hadith, I did share with you, yeah? You remember? I did share with you this thing. If someone become a Muslim for gaining wealth or for marriage purposes, so their intention and their iman will be for that, because you got it in your life, okay. There will be no reward, no reckoning in the hereafter. While if someone sincerely become Muslim, then he take one step to the marriage or maybe to the wealth or to something else. So the God say, okay, innamal a'malu binniyat, and every work have an intention, and the reward of that work depend on the intention. Suppose we go and pray, but we are going to pray to show the people, oh, I am a very pious person, 5 times I prayed, and then all the time I involve myself in a volunteer prayer. So I just showing to the people, okay, let's I pray. Then on the day of judgment, the God will say, you show the people, and they saw what you are showing them. They aren't being seen. Okay, so there's no reward for you. But if someone very sincerely, okay, the people look at me or don't look at me, I am praying for my God, because He ordered me. So similar here, like if someone embraces Islam with the sincerity, so definitely he is they will be considered a very lucky person. Like being when we reach to this age, and when we reach to adult age, so there if Muslims, if we have no very touch in the religion, so all the time we slip on in our daily life on many things. But if we reach in this age and because if someone in one hadith the Prophet say, the person who embraced Islam because of his goodness before the Islam, that good thing converting him to the Islam, because of that his good things. Or the another meaning of that hadith, if he did good in his past life and then he become a Muslim, while that good will be considered as a reward for him, will be considered inshallah. Two things. Because of that good he will embrace Islam, or will be that good will be considered his reward. While without base there will be no reward will be considered.
This is a story. This story of Adam is in relation to Allah Subhanahu wa Taala Himself, but a similar background story we find which happened with Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, that Sahabi, it is Amr radiallahu anhu. Before converting to Islam, he was enemy to Islam, and he went to Najashi also, so that those who migrated, he banished them, and means he was involved in aggression against Muslim, anti-Muslims. But then when he finally realized that Islam is the true message, then he went to Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam and to embrace Islam. Then he almost submitted, and then he again back of himself, step back, and I have one condition. Then he said that whatever I sin I did, bad deed I did, it has to be forgiven. Then Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, don't you know that Islam, embracing Islam,
will be going to forgive your all sins. Yeah.
So this is a similar story which has a lesson for the people, those who want to embrace Islam.
Actually, in Bible mostly it said that initially it was Eve was deceived by Shaitan,
yes,
and she tempted Adam also to eat the fruit from that tree, and blame is being put on the ladies. This is the general aspect in the Bible also, and even generally, even in many talks also, they used to say that this is the woman who committed sin earlier. But in Islam, in Quran, it never says like that.
It never says like that.
It says Allah Rabbana. Both of them
say.
Both of them say.
But in Bible, it is quoted here: the Eve deceived by serpent, and then she gave some food to Adam, and then Adam ate it. Because when we go as a story, so we will say, oh, this is as a story while they are quoting. But in the Quran, like some in the chapter number 2, you will see something. But the Quran says, okay, I make a human being from essence of clay. So this is in the para number 18. Okay, لَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا الْإِنسَانَ مِنْ سُلَالَةٍ مِنْ طِينٍ ثُمَّ جعلناه نطفة في قرار مكين ثم خلقنا النطفة علقة فخلقنا العلقة مضغة فخلقنا المضغة عظاما فكسونا العظام لحما. That is there. Then some other thing, فَأَزَلَّهُمُ الشَّيْطَانُ is here, فَوَسْوَسَ لَهُمُ الشَّيْطَانُ in part number 8. So in different places, the God again quoting this story. While in the Bible definitely say, okay, because the Eve, she was deceived, and they put the blame on the woman. And there is Jamal Badawi, they have some lectures on this, like in some Bibles they make a very the hard and harsh quotation against a woman, like being of them we are the being drive out from the Garden of Eden, and then many things. But in Islam, there is nothing such concept. Islam never put the blame. Even Islam have never put the punishment on them. Like in the Bible, there is a punishment is quoted, like, okay, the serpent, why he is eating all the time dust, because it's a punishment of God, and why he is strike over here, because this enmity put between a human being and then between the serpents of. So this such thing is no help in Islam, but in Islam say, okay, there is a status of a woman, and high status Islam give them, and there is status of a man also Islam give them, but the duties are different. So similar things was said by, I think, maybe president of Turkey. That's the men and women are not equal. Maybe someone is quoting this thing in some different ways. So they are also saying not equal mean the duty given to the man is different and the woman is different. While this is also Bible, in the Bible it is quoted to the man, he will rule our woman. In Islam also says الرجال قوامون على النساء. The man is our power on the woman. So it doesn't mean
it gives a reason why.
Yeah, because Al-Rajala Qawwamun al-Nisa, that's different thing, because sometimes the ladies ask, okay, being of menstruation we stay away from something, so that's it. This is a lacking of your knowledge, and then your witness become equal to one. Your two witness become equal to one man. So that is a lacking of your, the keep minding things, like a lacking of your capacity to keep hold of things in your mind. So that's why it's given. But this thing is here is okay. It doesn't mean like if someone is a ruler, so it doesn't mean like he is behaving with the who is under his ruling to behaving like a servants or behaving like a slaves. Islam doesn't give this aspect, but Islam gives rights to the woman. It doesn't mean like okay, the rights and the ruler of the inside of home is a woman and outside is a man. Both is playing their role in two places. So that's why الرجال قوامون على النساء وفضلنا بعضهم على بعض. They're different than the things again, but there were no any punishment like during in the Bible say like a labor punishment or that's increase the pain, and then for the men okay it'll be work hard for earning, and then the swear off his the brow will be fall on his food and will be eat. So nothing such punishment quoted in the Quran also. And the Quran gives very simple, كُلُّ مَوْلُودٍ يُولَدُ عَلَى فِطْرَةِ الْإِسْلَامِ. Every born child, yuladu, is being born ala fitrati Islam, like mean on the nature of a submission. Islam doesn't mean like a set Islam, but mean on the nature of submission, mean he is okay, being sinless, he born. Then فَأَبَوَاهُ يُهَوِّدَانِهِ أَوْ يُنَصِّرَانِهِ. Then his parents make him a Jewish, his parents make him a Christian, or his parents make him a Muslim and take him to some other as mean they give him the such concept of we belong to this clan, and then they start practicing on that. While they all are being born on the nature fitra, even the fitrat al-Islam. That's why here is one another dispute among Muslims. Okay, if a child of non-Muslim he die, will he enter in paradise? So the similar may be okay before adult age he died. Maybe a small child directly will be similar like a Muslim child. They are senseless. So in the heaven, in the paradise, in the Jannah. But the other, maybe they are in the Araf. Anada Ashab al-Araf Rijal Ya'rifunahum bisimahum. Similar like a paradise, one place where some Muslim beings stay for time being. Okay, then after that, when their matter is clear, they will move forward. Anada Ashab al-Araf, whose their good and bads are equal. But then God prevailed their good, okay, to stay here in Araf for time, and then they will be moved to there. So there is also okay, if a like non-Muslim, like maybe child of some non-Muslims who is not believing in any religion, okay, so if they die, so where will their destiny? Definitely they are senseless, so they will be in the paradise. Did you attend the ATM this morning session? How was it? Tomorrow same, huh?
Tomorrow is practical.
Oh, like
So tomorrow
okay.
they will invite and then show around.
Invite the outsider?
Yeah.
But there do you need the interpreter in Chinese language also for some? Yeah,
So many.
yeah, so many. So many. I did notice one of these quotation while I was just crossing my like Dawah in the all places according to that place. That was such a